everyone, hey and welcome back to yet another episode of Battle Rap Resume. This is your host Tom Quee here. We're here with a preview of Chalked Out's second event. Very excited to get to that. Just before I do, follow the show at Battle Rap Resume. All the stuff that goes in the channel goes in the Patreon first. If you want to help support the show, patreon.com/Battle Resume, the link in the description. Get in touch with us, battleresume@gmail.com. You know, follow us on Twitter, review on iTunes, leave a comment, whatever. Anyway, we're here. Chalked Out Volume 2 is what we're here to talk about, of course. It's a crazy card. First of all, Frankie, how's it going, man?
Yeah, man, I'm not too bad. I mean, looking forward to get this Volume 2 done. Want to see how well the battles go, and back in the Fiddlers. Gotta love the Fiddlers.
It's great to see someone like yourself, obviously a seasoned performer, a writer, now kind of going into more of a managerial role.
I mean, I'm learning as I go along with the help of people like Ambi and Shocks. I'm definitely learning this. It's very new to me. I'm not sure if I ever thought I'd be doing anything managerial when it came to battling, but I'm happy to be a part of it, and I love setting battles up.
And you mentioned Ambi. Ambi, how's it going, man?
Hello, mate. How you doing?
Good, man. Good to have you back. You know, I know you've been on the show prior. We did a little thing with Yorks, didn't we?
Yeah, what a prick.
Yeah. What a shame that battle didn't go down, man.
Yeah, no comment. We all know what happened.
Right.
No comment. We all know who happened, but we'll leave that out.
Right. And you know, obviously we're here talking about Chalked Out. It was obviously you kind of away from the battle scene a little bit, but it's great to see you coming back full force with Chalked Out.
Yeah, man. I mean, I guess a lot of my friends are kind of involved and stuff, right? But so I've never kind of fully been away from it. But in terms of battling, you know, for whatever reasons, it kind of lost its appeal to me, and I didn't really want to be involved in that side of things. So I kind of took a step back and didn't really want to get myself too involved in a lot of the shit that was going on. So yeah, I took a step back, but always stayed in touch with, you know, people that I'd become friendly with, not just kind of acquaintances, the people that I'd actually kind of made friends with through battling, and obviously, you know, people that I was friends with before battling and stuff like that. So, yeah, just kind of was always in background mode, but still talking about battling and enjoying it, and enjoying being a fan of it again, I guess, and not being involved in any of the drama. And, yeah, here we are.
I must say, man, it's refreshing to see, you know, the way Chalked Out handles its business, sort of social media wise. It's very quick and very sharp, and I feel there's a lot of you in that. Is that right?
No. So to start with, all the social media was me, just me kind of running everything where I set it up, and it was on my phone. And now, kind of between Frank and I, we do a lot of the social media, depending on kind of what needs to be done, really. But you're either speaking to Frank or I when you're dealing with it.
Right. Not the man. Yeah. The man Shocks isn't holding the mantle, Frank, on the socials.
No, he's too busy, isn't he? He's a busy guy.
And it's just like a dream team of staff, really, to start a league. Frankie, Fraser, Ambi, and Shocks just start this league. Like, it's great to see as a fan.
Yeah, we've got Natural working with us too now as well. Shout out Natural.
Yeah. Shout out Natural. Just today, actually asked him to come on the show. Hopefully that will happen soon. That would be a great episode. Great to see as well, Ambi. The man Ben Jameson's involved.
Yeah, so Ben does all of our design work. So, you know, I know Ben has a bit of a reputation of how he's acted online in the past, but, you know, the guy, he's young and he's a bit stupid at times, and we all know that. But in terms of actually putting some stuff together, to start with, people would have seen the early stuff that we put out, and that was me trying to just throw stuff together so we could at least have a picture we could put out, and it was shit. And so I kind of put it out there, look, who's around and who wants to kind of help. And Ben popped up, and I'd never had any previous with Ben. I just kind of knew other people had, and I thought, yeah, fuck it, let's see what happens. And he threw some much better stuff together than what I could or what anyone in our team could. So we've run with Ben, and he's actually he's actually been doing a pretty sterling job. We're really happy with him. He works really hard to, if we need changes made, he's on it immediately.
Yeah,
and,
yeah, definitely. I was just
even
thinking
tonight,
that.
I'm trying to redo bits of the website, and he's been a diamond of just taking time out of his day to help. And and again, like Frank said, we're all kind of learning together, and I think Ben is learning some stuff as he goes and how to handle himself. When it comes to, if he's part of our brand and our business, then he needs to get away with from some of the stuff that he has in the past. Sure. But when it comes to our business, I think Frank will agree. He's been he's been incredible, and he's turned our design work into something really good. He designed our logo for us, so really happy with what Ben's doing. He's a good lad.
Yeah, definitely. He's very efficient, and he gets it done pretty sharpish every time.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just cap off this Ben Lovin by saying that I got a lot of time. I got a lot of time for the guy as well. Obviously, he's been on the show. And battle rap has this legacy, ergo with Callum, of the fan joining and it being great, and then really giving something unique flavour. So it's nice to see Ben carrying that on. But we'll get to this card, Volume 2. And Ambi, we see musical performances here, which we'll sort of dig into before the battles. And this is kind of a chalked out thing now, isn't it?
Yeah. So chalked out was kind of brought together really to kind of try and bridge that gap between rap battling and music, which is kind of a part of it that has been neglected really. And a lot of these artists that you see battling also have some pretty awesome other projects that they work on, and really, part of our model is to give them that platform as well, so that they can bring in some other fan bases to their stuff, and they can earn money from it, and they can start pumping their music a lot more, which ultimately, some of these guys, obviously we're talking about this card, but people like Dialect and Gemini and Ogmios, etc., that they're working on music because that's what they want to work on, and battling's, just a thing that they do, and ultimately we can give them a platform for that as well. So that's kind of why we're structured the way we are.
And I haven't really caught any of it, the footage of the performances at Volume 1, but I mean, the roster was enviable. How were the actual music performances there?
It was interesting. So I think we learnt a lot of lessons from it. It was a bit of a madness, to be honest, and we ran out of time at the end, and the venue shut us down, and there were some mistakes that we made along the way, but I think we learnt a few lessons, and what did happen was really cool, and it looked really good, and everyone that was in the room seemed to be loving it. So
yeah, that's the main thing for me. What I enjoyed the most about that day, because it was stressful in a lot of ways, because obviously we want to get everything running, and we want to get people on time and get their set off or get their battle off. But with it just being strapped for time here and there, and it being stressful, it was really good to see the feedback from the people that were there, that were like, this is great, I'd definitely come back, and that was really cool.
Yeah, I picked up the pay-per-view. The battles were excellent, pretty uniformly. I really liked the way they were shot as well. The crowd, they seem quite lively, often perplexed perhaps in Crafty versus Raptor, but still there in some way or another. And I mean, I guess before we get onto the card itself, Frankie, like having an event at Fiddler's, you pretty much guaranteed like mayhem, right?
Yeah, it's going to be great. It's like the perfect setting for UK battle rap, and it has been. Like, I think my favourite venue was always Jam, like, as just a fan, because it was like the 2-day events and stuff. But when I really think about it, especially now I've had like a good battle in Fiddlers with Bender rather than the
shout
one.
Shout Smart Alex.
Yeah, that was not my best day.
Right.
But just seeing how like that room's just ready, and when you get to cap the amount of, well, not cap really, but when it's such a die-hard amount of people that are going to come, that they're going to react, and they're going to love every minute of it, and that's great.
And Ambi, some people might call it crafty marketing, some people might just call it being smart, being savvy. This event was sold out, and then it wasn't sold out. There were more tickets.
Yeah, so we had a number that we wanted to sell, and we sold that, and it sold out within 2 days. But I've held a small number back that we knew we could either use for guest lists or we could sell to kind of latecomers if we wanted to. And it just got to a point where I thought, well, fuck it, I can just put them online and sell them for people that missed out, which is why they're kind of hanging around online at the moment. But they will be going offline. Well, they were meant to go offline at 5 o'clock, but Chris Leese's mates are currently buying tickets for the ones that want to come down. So they're still sitting online as we speak, but they will be coming offline when I can be bothered, to be honest. But yeah, they were basically held back for a very, very select guest list, which we probably won't be running with anyway. So
Right. And, you know, we have the performances. Frankie, always a treat to see Gemini live, right?
Yeah, the guy's unstoppable. Everything he does, innit? Like, how can you not be encapsulated by what that guy does? And he's great with music too, so that's going to be cool to see him shelling it down in Fiddlers.
Yeah. He's low-key the GOAT right now. Like,
he is.
His run is unbelievable.
It's one of them ones, though, like, where with a lot of other battlers, even if they are considered like the best around, you're like, oh, maybe against this guy or against that guy, you could see them possibly like losing, or not losing, but having a tough match. Right now, I thought Shox was that guy for Gems, and now I'm like, really, who is there? I mean, you got the likes of Soul and maybe like, obviously, I don't think he'd ever battle Tony, but Tony, maybe someone like Shuffle might be the guy, you know, like, but I don't know. I don't think anyone can really do anything to him. He's very good. Yeah. Very, very good.
Yeah. And you guys had the battle all the way back when?
Yeah, what was that? It was like 4 years ago now.
Jeez, yeah, early
2014.
Was it Razor Bar? What was it? What was the event?
It was Razor Glass.
Razor Glass.
Sam's birthday. I remember it being his birthday, and I know I tried to shake his hand at the end of the battle, and Jem thought I was shaking his hand, and it was all awkward. Shout out me for being the most awkward person ever, always.
But also but that ultrasound roll around with the stick, man, just.
Yeah, no, I like that. Like, do you know what? I never thought it was like anything more than just a cool rhyme. But like, I'm surprised with how many people still bring that up to me. Like, and like, good battlers still bring that up to me, like, randomly. Like, so I fuck with it. Shout out them.
Yeah, crazy line. And Ambi, someone like Dialect again, similar to Jem. It's like he's a crazy battler, and then he's like an unbelievable musical talent as well.
Yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to Dialect being on there. I mean, he's going to be performing some of his new tracks from some of his older tracks from his debut EP, Lifting the Curse, and then he's going to showcase some of his new exclusive tracks from his new campaign, and then I think he's going to do a preview of a JDZ Media Road Rage that he's going to be recording soon, and then it'll be released in the future. So the Volume 2 customers will get a preview of that
cool.
extra as well before it even comes out, which is pretty cool of him to do.
Yeah, that's awesome of him to do. That's very cool. Didn't know that. And finally, Ambi, Ognios and Tang the Pilgrim.
Yes. So, like, trust me, right? This one is a bit nuts, isn't it? Right?
Yeah.
But it's exactly what we all have Ognios for, to be honest. And these guys combined, they call themselves Kotodama, which is actually Japanese for spirit of words. So
it's the most Ognios thing of all time.
It is, bro. So they're actually they're working on an album at the moment, and I think they're putting it out late November. It's called Glyphs. It's coming out under the most Ognios type named record label called Inner Peace Records.
Of course, yeah.
Yes. Love it.
Basically, it's basically a mad mashup of Eastern aesthetics with some dusty samples, basically. To put it bluntly, these guys have got like gongs, they've got NPCs, they've got meditation pillows, and they drink herbal tea. To be honest, I slightly fuck with it, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I first booked this, everyone was like, what the fuck are you doing? This is going to be so strange. Like, Ognios is into like trees and astro projecting and shit. But then I saw a video of it and I was like, actually, do you know what? I think people are going to be surprised, and I think they're going to see Ognios in a bit of a different sense, and I think they'll be pleasantly surprised by it as well. So I know it's it looks a bit strange, and people will assume it's going to be a bit strange, but I certainly think it's good to see Ognios in a different light, and I think they'll appreciate it.
Yeah, it's good to see Ogmios
sure.
full stop, man, I think. So, you know, great to see him out there. Frankie, your involvement in Chalked Out is kind of a getting battlers involved capacity, is it not?
I help out with a lot of undercard stuff, and social media bits as well. But like the undercard stuff is what I'm trying to do. Like I want to get people back on it. Like I wouldn't consider him too undercard, but like with like Old English, like I was on his case to come back, and I didn't even tell Ambi or Shocks about that. I was just sort of testing the waters, and then when he finally hit me up like I want to come back, I was like, yes, I can tell these guys now, rather than bringing it up beforehand and have him be like, I'm not really feeling it.
No, that's awesome, man. And the first battle then, Danielson versus Smirks. What can you tell us about this one?
Me personally, all I can say is I know of Danielson more and more now through Chalked Out and through Shocks and Ambi, but he's a dope musician, a really good rapper, like really good rapper. So I'm very interested in hearing what he has to say, because I think he can battle. I've seen him do a few sends on YouTube, and he can really do this. Like if he puts it without the beat, if he can go a cappella with it, which I don't see why he can't, I think he's going to do very well. And Smirks, I've only heard bits and pieces, but he can rap like mad. I don't know if Andy knows a bit more about him. Bro.
Smirks is so fucking good. He does a lot of drum and bass stuff, and he does a lot of rap, and both of these are rappers, isn't it? And they Danielson's a fucking animal, and I think Smirks is coming to prove a point as well. So
that's one thing we want to do as well. It's like it's not so much that we don't want people to just be battlers, but we really do want to re-energize the love of rappers battling, like that started out rapping, because like that's what I did, and that's what a lot of other people do, and they kind of falling away from it a little bit, and I want to see them get back on it.
And I don't know if this was dear old Ben's inclusion here, but I love the fact that all the battles have the rounds in brackets, like what the lengths are, that sort of stuff.
Do you know what that was? Is so in Volume 1, Hulk and Templar, that little skinny mincer, I told him I'd get at him. They were doing a one-rounder, and me and Shocks kind of talked about it, and we were like, we haven't really announced this as a one-rounder, and we don't want the fans to kind of feel like we've like shortchanged them, even though they'll rap for like 5-6 minutes each, and that's kind of what a battle is when broken up into rounds anyway. Kind of when it is a one-rounder, it can sometimes feel like you've been misled in a way, and we didn't kind of want that. So moving forward, we've decided that we're just going to put the round times on a card, and then people know exactly what to expect when they turn up. Rather than, basically, we don't want any ill feeling towards battles that they expected to be something different.
Sure.
No, it's good. It's a good move, yeah. And Deviant, who I caught at next in line 2, is facing Kiwi, Ambi. What's this one to you?
Frank's probably best off answering this. He booked it. So,
I think please, Frank. Please share.
No, these ones are Frank. And, Frank loves some of these guys, so I'll let Frank talk through the ones he booked.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, what had happened was I was out with Danny Ramsey. We went to watch Shuffle T do stand-up, and I was saying to him about how he knows a couple rappers that I think are really good, and I was just like, would they be on battling or performing at some point? And he was like, I'm sure they would. I'll put you in a group chat with them. So I was like, all right, cool. And then pretty much I spoke to Kiwi, and he was super down. He really wants to try out and finally get into it, and he can rap like really well. And Deviant was someone who'd already hit me up and said he wanted to be a part of Chalked Out at some point. And I feel like I didn't really want to give someone a tryout against someone who'd had a couple battles, but it just felt right at the time, and they were both fine with it. So I asked them both too. I didn't want to give a tryout someone who'd battled a lot and then him feel kind of a way about it, but I broke it down to them and they was both fine with it. And it'll be really good to see, because Kiwi's got like one of them sort of, most of the people on like the battle forums and stuff know who he is, because he's at all the events and you see him rapping ciphers and stuff. So he's got like a word spread about him, and we all know who Deviant is now. So it'd be good to see that. I'm looking forward to see what Kiwi brings, and I know that Deviant's just getting better and better each time, so it should be a good start for them both on this league.
And really, really good to see Terminal back battling again. I have to give a shout out actually to Adam. I recently had him on my Metallica podcast, so if you want to see a different side of my podcast, then check that out. That was really good. But he's battling Frost. This is a smart matchup, isn't it? This is two guys who showed out really well at the past event, so it should make a good clash.
This is by far the best battle I think I'll ever set up if it goes the way I intend it to, because I can just see both of them are going to be popping soon. Like, and I'd set it up before they'd actually battled it next in lane 2, so it makes it even better.
Yeah. And
they're just both so good. Like, Terminal's like probably my favourite newcomer, and I've known Frost for a long time. And like, I've always wanted him to battle, and then I didn't even know he tried out until someone tagged me in it, and I was like, how the hell did that happen? So I hit him up straight away, and I was like, yo, I want you to be a part of this at some point. And he was well up for it. So as soon as I could get the matchup I wanted, that was it. I originally wanted to get Terminal and JB before JB became runaway artist, and he said no to it too. So
yeah, that would have been a cool matchup.
Yeah, my first thought with that was just straight up writing, and then after that I thought about it, and I was like, you know what, I'm way better off with this matchup. It's a much better matchup because they're both on the come up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Great. Gonna be my favourite battle of the day if it goes right.
Yeah, totally. Really, I mean, awesome 3 matchups already coming into it. And Ambi, Canel versus Mr. Tongue Twister. This is just a very inspired kind of... They're from different leagues, but this is neutral ground in a certain way. It just makes sense.
Do you know what, right? So this is a really random one. So Canel hit us up and said, look, he wants to battle anyway, right? So we knew we kind of wanted to pair Canel up with someone, and I started fucking random. I started a new job about a month ago, and I was having lunch with my boss at a cafe and just kind of sat outside, and fucking Tongue Twister rode past me on a bike,
right?
And I was like, all right, and he stopped for a chat, and I was like, oh fucking hell, man, like I can't really chat because this is my new boss, and I don't want him to know that I'm a bad man rapper offline, you know. And so I was like, yeah, cool, let's talk another time. And he messaged me later and was like, I want to battle. And Canel said he wants to battle me. And I was like, yeah, it's done. And they were the easiest guys to lock in ever. It was 2 minutes and it was confirmed. So it was a bit random, but like, it's kind of worked out to be almost a perfect pairing for both of them.
And match wise, how do you see this playing out? Like, can you predict a victor or?
I'm going to stay completely neutral on all of them. Of
course. I think that's diplomatic. That's smart. But Frankie, like, I mean, Canel, it's been great to see his rise, hasn't it? I mean, Mr. Tongue Twister's a bit more old school in a sense.
Yeah, man, you gotta love Canel. Like, anyone who comes in and has their own style and they're just them, like, and they get to get people behind them after that, like, it's like, that's the way to do it, right? You shouldn't have some cloney sort of side to you or anything. He's just him. What you see is what you get, and he's a funny fucker. So yeah, he's popping at the moment, and it's great to see because he's just putting in work. That's all he does.
Yeah. And always.
I've got to say, like, Tongue Twister is like the most consistent guy in battle rap ever.
Right.
And he's so underappreciated.
Yeah. He always turns up, right? He's always prepared. He always spits 3 rounds. He's never particularly shit. He's never like. Do you know what I mean? He's always just ready to battle, and that is missing from the scene from a lot of people. So 100%. Fair play to him. Fair play.
Yeah. Completely agree. And I'll ask you about this first, Frankie, because the one of the opponents is on the line. Ambi's battling Old English. So what was it about this matchup that you wanted to set up?
Well, I wanted to get them both back on it, and they were both interested in battling. So it was like, let's do it. It wasn't that hard, to be fair. They were both running to come back, and why not put them against each other? They're both great writers. I think Old English is more punchline based, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, Ambi's got mad punches too. It's going to be great. I'm going to love every second of that battle. I can't wait for it.
Yeah. Ambi, is Old English maybe your biggest opponent yet?
Nah.
No?
Nah. Well, yeah, I guess so, like, in terms of longevity, right? Like, he's been around, like, a while, but I don't know, man. It'll be interesting to see how he is when he comes back, because he obviously battled on UKBL against Joker Star, and he wasn't kind of on it, and, you know, so it'll be interesting. We'll see. Like, you know, you've got to respect how long he's been around, and people still rate him, right? And he's not like falling off or anything particularly. So, you know, I think it will be interesting to see what he brings, and you know, hopefully he doesn't just go, "You're fat," which is just shit and boring. So hopefully he's a bit more inventive than that.
How long until you get Ambi and Old English on to cut promos on each other?
Oh man,
we all want to hear that.
We'll do it, man. Yeah, I need to get Old back on the show. Actually, I had him on a while back. Ambi, I mean, I don't mean to jinx you. Is there any like extra pressure because you're all like chalked out and you're battling on chalked out, or?
No, I couldn't give a shit, to be honest. Like, I mean, like my only concern, to be completely transparent, my only concern is that I'm going to be like fucking running around organising an event, right? So like, I need to grab a bit of time to like compose myself and be able to kind of get into the battling mode. But other than that, battling's never really been like this, like huge thing where I get like nervous about it, or where it's kind of like, I don't know, I don't even know how to articulate it, but it's never been this thing where I'm like, oh shit, I need to come back and be amazing. I just kind of, I guess in my battles up until I stepped a bit away from it, is I was just experimenting to see what I enjoyed and what worked, and I was just trying to kind of find my feet, not really find what people wanted me to do. You know, everyone was like, oh, do more jokes, you're funny, do that, and I was kind of like, well, I enjoy writing punchlines and stuff, or being a bit more aggressive in some parts. So I'm just kind of going to do more of that. And I was just kind of trying to find my feet, really. So I guess in this one, I'm just going to kind of do what I write and just see what happens, really. Do you know what I mean? I think Old English will be good. So it'll be good to test it against someone that can write well as well, you know? So,
Frankie, Crafty versus Villain. On paper, this could be one of the greatest battles ever, right?
I'm not sure if you've heard, but this battle has been cancelled.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, sadly so. I'm working very hard to get Villain back on the card, but Crafty had to take a step back from battle rap, so he's not going to be doing this battle, sadly. Which I was very much looking forward to, being like the writer I am. I want to see them two go at it, but hopefully we can get them set up for the one after. That's what I hope for.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that is a letdown.
Sorry to be the bearer of bad news there.
I'm gutted, Frank.
Fucking brought a downer to the whole show.
Frank, get off the line, bro. You've ruined it.
Let's lift our spirits back up. Jay Short versus Heretic. I just at the time of us, I've had the guys on the channel a few days ago doing a little preview there. That was really hilarious. Check that out. But Ambi,
I need to hear that.
That was very good, very good. Ambi, this is like a sort of really smart matchup, isn't it? They could be sparks here.
Yeah, man, definitely. I think like. What the fuck was I think Heretic will be hilarious as usual. He's got this level of sarcasm that when he uses it, it's just fucking unbelievable. And I think Jay Short disappointed himself against Soul Jitsu. I think maybe he shouldn't have gone on a wave so much beforehand. And I know that he was kind of kicking himself that he did afterwards when he watched it back. So I think Jay Short will come with a point to prove, which is going to make this an absolute banger, I would imagine. I hope so anyway, because on paper it looks great, right?
Yeah, I mean, Frank, how are you measuring this one?
See, I always find myself saying the same thing about Heretic, but he really does know how to make you feel like a complete prick in a battle. And I don't know if Jay Short is the sort of person that ever really, like, I've never really seen him too affected in a battle. Like, even when I battled him, I thought I hit him with some haymakers, but he would just react like, oh, that was hard, rather than it really hit him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think this might be the first time you see a battle where he battles someone that actually could make him feel like a prick afterwards, but you know he's going to have so many haymakers. Like, he's a very good punchline artist, and his freestyle game, he's going to have to flip whatever Heretic comes with, because you know Heretic's going to have an angle or two. You know, like, he likes having angles whereas like Jay Short's more of a punchline guy. So he's gonna have to flip some of that if he wants to stay above it. So it's gonna be sick. I really like this matchup a lot.
Yeah. Me too. The card is crazy. I have to say, the card is it's really like just well placed matchups. Now, we get to the third battle, Ambi, Templar versus Bobby. This could be intriguing, right?
Nah, Bobby's going to kill him.
Right.
He's only 4'2" Templar, isn't he? So Bobby's just going to trample him.
I mean, Bobby's been on a spree, to be fair.
Bobby's a fucking animal. So Templar needs to prepare and not just come and go, I'm going to stab you. Otherwise, it's just going to be Bobby Rex and it just taking the piss. So
I don't know. I kind of want to hear 3 rounds of "I'm going to stab you" bars. That's Templar.
Yeah, but Bobby Rex will just get in his face and just be like, "Shut your mouth," and that'll be the end of that, right? So
I can't wait for this one. They're going to be so intense. But like, I know that they both like respect each other so much that it's like they're going to give each other enough of a like breathing space, but they're fully going to go for it, and I love it. It's going to be mad.
Yeah, man. Like. It's like a perfect battle for fiddlers as well for it to be like in a close pit where like
my days, that is going to be so wild.
How aggressive it could get. It's going to be fire, that one. It's going to be good.
Yeah. It's going to be awesome. And
Suck Templar Alpha though, isn't it?
Right. Frankie, you've seen hundreds of battles. You know, you're a fan's fan, but Marlowe versus Shocks, like, how is this going to play out?
Well, it's going to be great because they're two of the best in the country has produced. But I'm so looking forward to seeing how they approach each other because, like, we know what Marlowe's style is, we know what Shocks' style is, but one round, who knows what they're going to pull out for each other? Maybe they're going to switch it up. Maybe Marlowe's going to do like half a round of just gun bars or something mad. Like, you never know what's going to happen. But that's the whole point of battle rap, right? Is I remember when people got a bit pissy about like Charlie Clips and O'Shea, and now if you put that together, people be like, "Oh, that'd be sick." But when it was first happening, I remember people being like, "This don't make no sense. Wow. It's like a URL guy against like a Scouser." But that's the whole point. Like the whole point of battling is you put your style against someone else's. It's like a fight or MMA or something. You put your skills against someone else's skills, and we'll see who comes out at the end of it. But in the fiddlers, even with the Gemini battle, which I thought Shocks was still great in, it was just Gemini's day, I guess. Yeah. I think Shocks is almost untouchable in that room, apart from the Gem battle. Like he's been nothing but phenomenal in there, and I even think he was great in that.
Oh yeah.
But Gem was on job. So, and I don't think I've ever seen Marlowe battle there, which is surprising.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I don't think he has.
So I look forward to it. It should be very interesting. But two of the best, you know, you're going to get something great out of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a treat, isn't it, Ambi, to see Marlowe on this platform?
Yeah, man. Yeah, like Marlowe's my boy, innit?
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I'm chuffed that both Shuffle T and Marlowe are on a card because, you know, obviously when you become a champ of Don't Flop or whatever, it kind of automatically means that you battle less, which is a bit shit, really, because you lose kind of the better guys to this belt that doesn't even exist, right? So,
I just realised they're both champs.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So they haven't been around for a while, right? Not a lot, anyway. Yeah. So, you know, I was really happy to get both Shuff and Marlowe on a card, even though it's not a 2-on-2. I kind of like seeing them in their own solo battles anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, really, really happy that Marlowe's on a card, and Marlowe's a top guy. You know, he helped out with some stuff that I needed before when it was kind of me and Shocks and Frank just trying to do everything, and you know, we needed a video flyer, and Theo was like, Marlowe was like, yeah, of course, like happy to help, you know, and jumped on it because, you know, he's a video editor by profession, and you know, he's just an all-round top guy. So really happy to have him on our card.
And finally, we've got Shuffle versus Chris Lee's Frank. This is just like, this should have happened years ago, it seems. What a smart matchup.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to happen there in the 2-on-2 stage, right? When they had been like Yunnan and Chris at one point, there was talk of. I mean, is Chris's last battle Soul?
Didn't he battle Evil as well, maybe?
Oh, okay, yeah, I think it might have been on Iron Bars. I forget about that, my bad. Yeah. So yeah, he's not been around for for a while now, but you know he's rarely ever off. Like whenever I've seen him, especially the Soul one, I was there live for that, and he was really, really good in that battle. And like if he was anywhere like that, I think he's going to be great against Shuffle. And Shuffle coming back, I mean, he ain't battled since the 2-on-2 with P Soldier and Mata, which was one of their best performances ever. And I mean, he just gets better and better, doesn't he? Like, it's hard to really say much bad things about the guy. So seeing him in Fiddlers again is great too, because he battled Soweto there and stuff. And he was brilliant in that. So this should be what you want to see from this. You want to see Chris clowning but being aggressive too, and you want to see Shuffle hopefully do 3 rounds of you're a donut and I'm hilarious, and I want to see that bad.
yeah. Oh my god, it's going to be crazy. And Ambi, I guess finally, just this battle, what a way to end the card.
Yeah, man, it's a great battle, right? So it's great to see Chris coming back, and you know, I think he can do aggressive, he can be funny, he can kind of he's an all rounder, right? And then I think Shuff's just Shuff, yeah. He's just funny no matter what he does. So I think it's a great matchup to kind of welcome Chris back into some battles, and you know, big up Chris as well, because you know he's been promoting this like fucking mad, and you know, a lot of the people involved in battle rap just kind of get booked on cards and don't really push it because that's how the scene operated before. But Chris has kind of come in and he's fucking tweeting our flyer every day, and he's Instagramming, and yeah, he's doing his thing, just trying to kind of put his name out there and promote our brand. So Chris has been amazing just from the jump, you know. So fair play to him. Big up Chris.
Yeah, completely. And as I say, this brings us to the end of the card. This is Chalked Out Volume 2. This is Saturday the 2nd of December. Obviously the Fiddlers in Camden. Tickets, I guess by the time this goes out, probably won't be available. But is there going to be a pay-per-view of some sort? Or?
There will. So just on that point, so doors are 12 p.m.
Yep. Yeah, please be there at 12 p.m. sharp. Yeah. Hopefully before. Be ready.
We're going to start. Our first battle will start at 12 p.m. So if you are not in the building, the doors will shut while we're recording, and we'll come let you in when we have a break. But if you're not there in the building by 12, we're cracking on, and that's a lesson we learned from Volume 1.
Do not turn up on the day and expect to get in if you don't have a ticket. Please don't do it. I've seen that happen at too many events, and it's like no one wants to be a prick and be like, no, you can't come in, but you can't, right? Like, if you don't buy a ticket or you're not on the guest list, please don't show up on the day and try and brave it, because it's not going to work.
Yeah, man. And pay-per-view will be out on the day after, so Bagnall is our camera guy for this event, and he will, you know, as always, his work rate is absolutely insane. And
the best in the biz.
Yeah, man, definitely. So the pay-per-view should be out Sunday the 3rd in the evening, available to buy.
And will that be on Verse Tracker again, or?
Yes, it will. So we're going to run that through Verse Tracker. So you will be able to pre-order it at some point. We don't have a date where we're going to put it up on pre-order, but you will be able to pre-order it in advance as well, which means you'll get an email telling you when it's uploaded and live, and you can go and watch it if you want to kind of, you know, buy it early and have the convenience of that. And any customers of Volume 2 will get early access tickets to Volume 3 as well, and people are going to absolutely kick themselves if they don't get to that one.
Yeah, you better get to that one.
Yeah. So I guess finally, what the socials, what the website, that sort of stuff?
Chalkedout.com, Chalkedout UK on Twitter and Instagram, patreon.com/chalkedout. Yep. We've just started that. Yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Go subscribe and all that good gear.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know, I want to urge everyone again to pick up the pay-per-view, depending on when you listen to this. Watch the battles if they're out in the far future, you know. Just shout out to this card, shout out to you guys as well. It's incredible. Ambi, Frank, it's been great to have you guys on.
Thanks for having us, mate.